Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how we fly a remote control aircraft using a radio that's configured for what we call Mode 2. And the mode of the radio refers to how the sticks are configured, which sticks control which control surfaces. So in Mode 2, we have the right-hand stick configured very much like the joystick on a real full-sized aircraft. So when we pull back on the right stick, what it does is it moves the elevator, which is the large surface at the back of the aircraft, on the tail, it moves it up and down. So when we pull the stick back, move it down, we call that pulling it back. What that does is air hits the top of that, the elevator's on the top of the tail, and it pushes the tail down, which then pushes the nose up. Okay, and the opposite's true when we push the stick forward. When we push the stick forward, the air hits below the surface below the tail, and it pushes the tail up, which points the nose down. On that same right-hand stick, if we move it to the right and left, we can see that it's controlling the ailerons, which are the surfaces on the wings. When we move the stick to the right, as you can see on the right-hand side of our screen, that wing has had its aileron moved up, so that is going to push the right-hand side of the aircraft down, and on the opposite side, on the left-hand side, the aileron has moved down, so that's going to push that wing up. So what that's going to do is roll the aircraft around the center of it, so around the fuselage, which is the body of the aircraft. Okay, so that's the right-hand stick. What about the left-hand stick? The left-hand stick controls the rudder, which is the big surface here at the big vertical surface on the tail. And what that does, it also controls the nose wheel or the tail wheel on the ground. So what that does is very similar to the other surfaces. When we move the stick to the left, what that's doing is moving the control surface to the left, and that's going to make the aircraft spin around towards the left, and if we go right, the aircraft will spin around towards the right. That's called yaw. Okay, so those are the basic control surfaces. And then the other one, the other direction we haven't talked about is when we move the left-hand stick forwards and backwards. That controls the throttle, which in turn controls how fast the engine is spinning and how much power we're applying to the plane. And that in turn controls how much lift the wings generate and how much thrust the plane has. Okay. So if we push the stick slightly forward, we'll see that the aircraft starts to roll forward, and as I've pulled it back there, the propeller has slowed down again and the aircraft has slid to a stop.